been a long time coming. It's been the first time as well. I mean, we don't play AC Milan that often, Abby, but now very fond memories of the San Siro.
Oh, absolutely, and a quiet San Siro by the end of it, apart from the Chelsea fans. What a performance all round. Just really, really happy.
Fantastic performance over 2 legs, really. 2 statements, 2 emphatic performances from Graham Potter's team, and I suppose that's all you could have asked, because these were the 2 tough games before we started the group. These were the ones that you stand up and say, if you make a statement and you get something out of these 2, you're going to be in a very good position. That we are. Yeah,
definitely. If you had told us before, when we saw the group, that we would score 5 against AC and not concede a single goal, then probably would have said you're being a bit overconfident. But looking at the games, like the confidence that you've seen from the players, the goals that we scored as well, the game management, especially in that second half as well, we literally just killed the game off, and now we're in a very, very good position.
Goals and clean sheets.
Oh, massively. We speak about this quite a lot, but a week is a long time in football. Look at that. Chelsea topped the group 7 days ago, or bottom of that group, and now look, they go into the final 2 group games with, well, I mean, the box seat, you know, an opportunity to not only top the group. If you beat Salzburg next week, then that's tied up, that's done. But if you get 1 point and Milan and Zagreb draw, it's done. You're through already, you know. So all of a sudden, from essentially thinking you've got to get something last week, Abby, now Chelsea are in such a strong position.
Yeah, absolutely. We don't like to do things the easy way, do we? But we get the job done in the end. Yeah, what an incredible week. It feels like we're really hitting our stride now under Graham Potter, and yeah, I'm very excited about it.
Scoring goals and not conceding goals, you know, 1 or 2 injury concerns potentially, but we'll reserve judgment until we actually know the extent of that. Reece was walking around at the end there, so that's a good sign, that's good news. And also the fact that we've still got to welcome back into this group N'Golo Kanté, and Wesley Fofana in a couple of weeks as well. So yeah, all things considered, a good evening's work, and even the slight things that aren't great are still brilliant, aren't they?
Yeah, no, definitely. I'm afraid to show me.
Really, I like that. Yeah.
Well, honestly, because I felt like he must have just wanted to get him out so often. but in terms of the team performance and also the substitutions that he made as well, I think it was really smart to take off Mason at half-time, because he saw what the referee was on. Mason seemed like a bit heated, and he also, the type of game that he plays, you can see him going into a few challenges in a way, like we said, the AC Milan players were rolling and all of these things. You didn't want that situation to happen when we get a red card and then that we don't know how the game would have happened. But yeah, I think the substitutions made a big impact. Loftus-Cheek again had a great game. Azpilicueta was up and down the right-hand side. Gallagher almost had a goal there, a few goals, to be honest. He got into really good positions. So yeah, it was a really good team performance.
And even a half chance for Kai Havertz, just couldn't quite bring it down. There's a lovely through ball from Mateo Kovacic. But we spoke about this before, about getting in the right positions, and Kai Havertz comes on, and all of a sudden within 3 or 4 minutes there's a half chance, there's a sniff for him. So that's the difference, isn't it? You know, we are creating opportunities, and now Chelsea are becoming more ruthless in taking those chances. Yeah,
it feels like we're really making the most of those chances when they come, which is so important. And every sub that came on made an impact on the game, which is great to see. Everyone brought energy and enthusiasm. So yeah, just a really good team performance. It's actually hard to pick like a man of the match, really. Everyone put in a great shift, and that's what you have to do. Champions League nights to grind out a win. That's a really
good point, because it's about the team, isn't it? It's about the collective rather than individuals stepping up and maybe digging you out of a hole or being that difference maker. It's about the group coming together and working hard. So what is it, Sam? Is it a case of we're creating more chances, or are we just being more clinical with the chances that we are creating?
I think it's a bit of both. Like we're creating more chances, but you're also seeing the confidence in the forwards as well. We're moving it much faster from right to left. I think you've seen in the last few games, like a lot of the midfielders, they're not holding on to the ball for too long. They're making sure they're recycling it, bringing the centre backs in, playing it back, and it's just much quicker. And when you do that, you give teams a lot to think about. And AC Milan definitely couldn't deal with us, even when they did have 11 men. In the first half and in the other fixture, they just couldn't deal with the speed and us playing 1-2s around them and things like that. And because we have the quality of players that can actually cause a lot of damage in those areas, it's just frightening.
And it's about that, isn't it? And seeing quite a lot of these tweets, rightly so, Chelsea starting to look very impressive under Graham Potter. I think that's the scary thing, Abby, isn't it? You know, we're only 4 or 5 weeks into Graham Potter's reign as Chelsea boss. You know, this is still sort of Chelsea under Graham Potter in its infancy. You know, we're learning about they'll be learning about the system, the way the manager wants to play. So this is all, we are going to get the ups and downs to start with before we really see what this team's capable of. And if we're beating AC Milan home and away without conceding a goal in the early stage, what on earth are we capable of?
I know. That's what's so exciting about it. It's the fact that we are playing the best attacking football we have played in such a long time, which is obviously really promising to see. But we are keeping clean sheets. It's both, isn't it? I feel like Chelsea over the last couple of seasons, it's either been like we've been scoring lots of goals, but or we've been bad defensively, and now it feels like there's a whole harmony to the team. And the fact that Graham Potter, yeah, like you say, hasn't been in the job that long, but it feels like things are already clicking. Things are cooking. Like this is really exciting. The fact that he's getting his message across to the players.
That's the thing, isn't it? It's about the manager being able to get his message across. And if you have a look at Graham Potter's record, he starts well because, I mean, he's such a good communicator. You know, it's not a case of trying to get the message across to players that aren't capable. You know, he's working now with the absolute elite. These players can receive that message and put it into practice very, very quickly. But I just want to bring you back to sort of the learn in each other's roles. With Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang, it's the fact that we're looking for that run a little bit more now, and the fact that more and more now you can see where his movement's going, and players like Reece James, Ben Chilwell, Cucurella, Aspi, whoever's going to be in the wider areas to put in those opportunities. The more you play with a player, the more you get used to those runs. And that's still working, isn't it? That's still coming.
Yeah, and that's why it's good because, like you said, the players were there, but I think there was obviously a lack of confidence when results aren't going your way. But I think Potter's come in and he's almost, like we said, communicated. He's got a degree in it, and he's been able to almost give them that boost and let them know like this system can work for each and every one of you. And we're seeing when they're called upon that it's working. Havertz, Broyo wasn't able to come on today, but we spoke about how good he was on the weekend, and then also Gallagher coming on and just being that instant impact. You know, him and Mount playing in similar roles but offering different things as well. So it's genuinely beautiful to see, like Abby said, the harmony in the team.
It's been a busy month already. So obviously still a lot to come in October, but I wonder if the fact that Graham Potter was able to make 6 changes at the weekend and then bring those players back in and utilise the squad a little bit more, he knows he can trust those players. So when we do come through really busy periods like now, and it's going to be a regular occurrence as a Chelsea manager, you know what, you are going to get that a lot, even if it wasn't truncated with the World Cup. The fact that he can trust so many players within the squad so early on bodes very well.
Yeah, it's an amazing thing, isn't it? And I think the fact that he does keep changing the formation, he's not afraid to completely switch things up with each game. It's very fluid, isn't it? It means he can lead on the squad depth, and it can be different for every single game. And every player can feel a part of it. You know, everyone can really, you know, kind of stake their claim in these big competitions that Chelsea are always involved in. Always involved. And you know, we mentioned the Reece James, the fact that he come off with an injury. We think he was walking around at the end there shaking hands, and I wonder maybe if, you know, we're all sort of getting butterflies a little bit, thinking I hope that's not anything serious. We were 2-0 up against 10 men at the time. I suppose anyone would go cautiously, take him off. Maybe if it was a different situation, he'd have tried to carry on, or it's not as serious as we hope. But then we spoke about how good Cesar Azpilicueta was when he started the game at the weekend at right wing back. So again, we're talking about players that can come in, take an opportunity when it's given.
Yeah, I think that obviously we know how important Reece James is to the squad. He's growing from strength to strength. I think it might have been a slight hyperextension of the knee. I don't know if that's exactly what it is, but it was good to see him, you know, walking about after. We was kind of saying it's 2-0. Like, take him off. There's going to be so many games as well, and I'm sure England fans that actually don't support Chelsea will probably thinking the same thing because he's going to be important for the nation as well. But yeah, knowing that even when we saw Loftus-Cheek warming up, he can play in that position as well, and he's having a great season. So there are definitely options. If I'm not even going to say. But yeah, there's options. There's options.
I think Graham Potter heard you, mate. Very vocal. Get him off now. Take him off now. Don't ruin it. Don't rest it. Just leave it. Just leave it. Yeah, as we mentioned, a lot of football still to play and a busy week ahead for Chelsea. Of course, Friday afternoon, Graham Potter back on English soil, going to be speaking to the press ahead of Sunday's match day in the Premier League. You can join us on Matchday Live, 1:15 as Chelsea travel to Villa Park to take on Steven Gerrard's Aston Villa. OK, then, one word to sum up tonight's game, Abby.
Majestic.
Oh, majestic. That's a good word. Sam?
Amazing.
Amazing. Love that. Love that. Majestic. Amazing. Very, very good. Yeah, Chelsea have got it done. A busy one was needed 10 days ago, didn't it? We were all thinking maybe. Now, definitely. The Blues are on a European march yet again. 2-0 winners at the San Siro tonight. Thank you for watching.